funny guy. He's been here before. Please welcome Eric Jacobson.
Good evening. How y'all doing? Good. Not bad, huh? I am tangled here. Fantastic. All right, so I'm staying with the mic tonight. Yeah, my name is Eric. I'm a conservation biologist. I just met the other conservation biologist. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what that is, most people don't, I'll give you some help. If you've ever been to a barbecue and you know that sweet scent of coals burning and that delicious aroma of steaks on the grill? Yeah, that's the smell of my future employment being secured. That's how it happens. Fossil fuel and meat, good for my economy. Yeah. Although I've had a lot of people ask me if I've seen An Inconvenient Truth. I haven't. Actually, I haven't seen all of it. But I do fit the stereotype of environmentalist. I do enjoy nature documentaries. Actually, I'm a big fan of March of the Penguins. Have you guys seen that? Yeah, right? Everybody. Who hasn't seen that? It was like the highest grossing film. Great film. I loved it. Amazing story. Hundreds of thousands of penguins march 300 miles to find a mate and make a baby. Fantastic. And then the females leave, leaving the males there, these dedicated fathers with the egg, for 3 months through the worst winter on the face of the planet. Amazing dedication. But come on, hundreds of thousands of penguins, and you're telling me there isn't one deadbeat dad penguin who's like, screw this, you watch the egg, I'm going to South America. 3 months. Might explain why there are penguins on the Galapagos. I don't know. Yeah, but penguins are, of course, in trouble. Climate change threatening their existence. It's kind of depressing to be a conservation biologist because, really, you know, we study how humans are destroying the planet, and that's concerning. But I try to stay optimistic because, really, in our field, it's a choice between optimism and alcoholism. And I went to Columbia, so with my loans, I can't afford a good drink. It's a problem. Yeah, but I am optimistic. Change is in the air. Democrats took control of Congress this year. Oh, good. Democrats in New York. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, if you're not enthusiastic, that's okay. I heard some grumbling. That's all right. Apparently, note to self, don't give Republican jokes to that gentleman. Apparently, a CNN poll came out last week that Congress only has a 42% approval rating. At the same time, Democrats have a 51% approval rating, and Republicans only have a 36% approval rating. So basically, for those of you who don't want to do the math in your head, what that means is that we'd rather have Democrats in charge of a Congress doing nothing than Republicans in control of a Congress doing anything. It's kind of like going to Mexico and saying, I'd rather not eat anything and starve than eat something and risk defecating all over myself. That's kind of how I feel about it. Basically, Republicans means creating a whole new bag of shit, and Democrats are just dealing with the same old shit. But the Democrats are riding the wave of mediocrity all the way to the top. They are trying to get the White House, which I think is pretty ambitious. And boy, have they put forth some fantastic candidates. Their top contenders, gonna win. Surefire winners. Historically have been known to win by a landslide. That's right, a woman, a black man, and a man who's already run and lost. I think it's time for a new roster. The Republicans, though, Republicans are a very diverse group of old rich white guys. The Republicans, of course, with their low approval rating, are trying very hard to change their image, but I think maybe they're going a little too far. Their front runner right now is Rudy Giuliani, a pro-gay, pro-choice, twice-divorced adulterer from New York. Seems a bit of a stretch. Mitt Romney, former governor of Massachusetts, is the other front runner for the Republicans. He went from pro-gay and pro-choice to not pro-gay and not pro-choice, although he has been a lifetime member of the NRA since last August. There's a term in politics for a guy like Romney, someone who rides the middle of the road, who appeals to constituents in both parties. It's called the lying two-faced son of a bitch. Or, in the case of Joe Lieberman, an independent. Depends how you float. You know what I'm really excited for, now that the political season has started so early, I'm so excited because that means political ads are on their way. I'm excited for a barrage of political ads. Now, somewhere there was a poll done that said people associate positive emotions with political advertisements. There must have been one. That's the only reason I can think of for so many ads. But I know I agree with that. I certainly associate positive emotions with political ads, for sure. Because normally, I'm pretty down about killing myself. But after a few months of political advertisements, I'm surprisingly upbeat about the prospect of dying. Now, the race is always interesting because everybody's complaining about choosing between the lesser of two evils and which party, blah, blah, blah. But there's a candidate out there who I think has a really good shot at taking the White House, who has a really good shot at shaking things up. His name is Jonathan the Impaler Sharkey. This is true. He's from New Jersey, and he's running under the ever-so-popular Vampires, Witches, and Pagans Party. Perhaps you've seen it on your local ballot. I really think this guy has a shot, and I'll tell you why. Because who better to take down a man who calls himself the Decider than a man who calls himself the Impaler? See, last time I checked, you were more likely to die from impaling than from decision-making. Now, my real fear is that we're going to have another bozo in the White House for the next 4 years. I'm a little concerned about that. We've done it twice, folks. One more time is a hat trick of idiocy, as far as I'm concerned. But should that come, should that happen, should some moron end up in the White House, listen very carefully on Inauguration Day, because that will be the sound of my future career in comedy being secured. Thank you very much, guys. You've been great. Thank you.
Eric Jacobson. Funny guy. Talk about